Howdy, folks! How are y'all doing? Cub here, and welcome back to our Tekkit Legends Let's Play Adventure Extravaganza. I am back here after a week away, and it was quite a relaxful week. I had very limited access to the internet. I did go in with a buddy to get the internet plan on this cruise, right, which is incredibly expensive, just so I could watch the new Star Wars trailer, which was hecka awesome, and I'll never say hecka again, just for the sake of the Star Wars trailer, which is so good. I'll go ahead and say it, and I'm really dating this episode too, not like I'm taking it to dinner, but like by saying the Star Wars, I said episode, by saying the trailer came out, people are now going to know when this video was made, and people in the future are going to be like, oh, it's so old! But I'm okay with that, because it also says on the bottom of the screen, like when you get off the video in the description when it was released. So, there is that. But anyway, I am back, and I did find, via my limited internet access, a comment suggesting I check out this location for this cave. Boy howdy, getting here was quite an adventure, but I think it was worth it. I got some good old resources here, which we're going to be crunching down to get some more EMC, and also the adventure revealed an entirely different cave system that I was not even looking for, that is even more magnificent. Check this out down here. This is just a massive, you little turkey, interconnected cave system. Speaking of comets, I got another one that recommended I take these guys around with me, and they will repair my tools. Want to see it in action? Let's go ahead and take this guy out. And let's see if our talisman of repair inside of my toolbar will do anything to take. Jeez, there's a lot of copper back here. I was sort of anticipating I would break it, and then we'd immediately step back and watch the magic of the talisman of repair. But there you can go. You can see it's doing its thing right now. And if we give it just a little while, we broke quite a few pieces of ore there, so it's going to take a little bit. Look at all this. There's so much to... Ah, look at that. It's all repaired, though. We can come back here if we need more resources. Hopefully we won't. We already had quite a few, and once we get all these guys thrown into the processor, we'll have quite a bit more, hopefully enough to get us through this episode, because today we are finally picking up where we left off in episode, what was it, 7? 5, episode 5. I'm kind of looking up here. I've got a guide that I'm going by, and I've just now noticed that the episodes are mislabeled. But yeah, episode 5, we left off trying to like start work on steam energy, and now we're finally going to get back around to it. Now, before we do, you folks may remember in the last episode, sort of my little, I'm going away, I don't have that much time, let's just mess around with IC2 automation. You guys may remember I talked about import and export buses and how they don't really work the way they're supposed to. Well, I got this very nifty comment from the mod Arthur, who says he's going to be fixing it and introducing a new way to convert RF to EUT. Or maybe he meant he was going to convert EUT to RF. Maybe, I'm not sure. We'll find out, though, when that update is released. Now, of course, I record pretty much all of my videos during the weekend and then have them edited to release while I'm away at work full-time, because I work full-time. I don't really have time in the week to do recording, although I do some editing during the weekend. So some news... Oh, here you go, buddy. I haven't fed you in a while. Some news will filter through, and I'll be able to add it via little pop-ups. Yeah, so that will happen. But as of right now, that update has not been made yet. Of course, when it's made, the guys over at Technic have to actually patch the pack with it, so we'll have to wait on that. I could do it myself, but I'm so lazy, and also I don't actually want to play a version of the pack that you guys don't have easy access to. So wait till they update and all that good stuff, and then we'll come back to it. Shouldn't be too long, hopefully, and that'll be in there, and we'll be able to have some proper IC2. Although the setup I showed you in the last episode wasn't bad at all. I think it worked just fine, and we'll certainly get you by. But for right now, we've got this little setup going, and we're going to use it to go ahead and crunch these guys down. Now, did I ever figure out what these poor copper ores did? I don't have any in here anymore, so I guess I processed them. Ugh. I guess we'll toss them in there and we'll just see what happens. Are you operating? Yeah, you look like you're using energy. I'm never sure with these things. That's the problem with them. I really... when it comes down to it, I think I'd rather use IC2 machines, or I should say Industrial Craft Classic machines, because you can actually open them up and see what they're doing. So I think for like manual tasks, we'll definitely stick with those. But I guess with blind automation, this works fine. It works fine for like just you don't have to pay attention. It's work. Now you're not getting any more food. Let's hop down here and take a look at our power situation. I believe I demoed this setup in the lot. Oh, folks. Oh, this is such a baby setup. I brought my laptop with me on my vacation across the sea, which surprised a couple of people when they caught me on Steam. But I did some testing around here, and I've got such a better setup now. It's going to be so much better. We've got so much... This pump. Why do we even have... This is a ridiculous pump. We don't need this pump anymore. There's so many... Ugh, we'll have to worry about it all later. This is a preliminary system, and it's going to be preliminary. So We'll let it be preliminary, and we'll patch it all up as we go. Like I said, we've been recording for a while now. Let's go ahead and get to the meat of this episode. Let's go ahead and actually get to work on that steam energy. And the first thing we got to do, and let's see, where did I leave those things? Are they still poked around back? No, they must all be downstairs. All my energy conversion stuff. Where is that at? Is that down here? No. No? Where's it gone? All of my links and my bridges and my whatnots. I've lost the links and bridges and whatnots. That is a bad thing. You don't want to lose links and bridges and whatnots. Are they in this chest? Oh my gosh. Where are my... Oh my... Where are my links and my bridges and my whatnots? What have I done with them? Do they have an EMC value? Let's check. They do. I must have thrown them in here. Well, that's not a big deal. Folks, what I've basically come to the conclusion, and again, I don't know what's going to change when IC2 gets its update, and it's going to have some different power conversion included, but what I've come to the decision is last time we kind of talked about, we'll use hobbyist steam engines, and we'll use those to create RF, and then convert the RF into EU, but then I got to thinking about it. There's a better way. We can actually just make a steam consumer, and then 2 producers, and it'll be amazing, and we're going to do it. Now, this is a pretty dinky setup here. A single boiler, a single tank. Woo! It's hot. Lots of steam. We probably need to get some of that steam out of there. So, I've got some big upgrade plans, but for a preliminary system, let's go ahead and just get that steam consumer up and running, and we'll do like a quick proof of concept. I already know it works, because I did it on my laptop in the middle of the ocean. And if it works in the middle of the ocean, it ought to work on dry land. So let's get to it. Let's go ahead and hop in here. What is this mod from? Power converters? Can I just type that in here? No, of course you can't. So we need to look for our bridge, first off. No? No? Have I? Now, wait a minute. Energy. Well, fudge. I have an energy bridge. I know I've built one, and it must be around here someplace. But where? That's the question. That's like the $1 million question. Where's my energy bridge gone? What? I mean, what the livelong day? These 2 guys are going to here, and that's going out to here, and that's coming around here. So do I not have them anymore? Have I done something terrible with them? I guess it's possible I did. I could have just gotten rid of them and never noticed, but you think I'd still have them. Doesn't make any sense. I'm staring at this container as hard as I can, and I'm afraid I simply don't see them. They've got to be gone, because they're not here either. I'm just vexed and confused. Well, folks, I've cleaned out my inventory, and I guess it's time to get down and just do this from scratch. We're gonna have to build another energy bridge, and I guess this is fine. Maybe you guys have forgotten the recipe. Some gold, some redstone, some diamond. It's all actually extremely self-explanatory. Redstone? Totally get some redstone. Some gold? Totally get some gold. We've got all these things, and maybe this isn't such a bad thing. I don't suppose I was spelling... Well, no, I also typed in energy, so I guess I wasn't spelling that incorrectly. Some glass. Got it. Pop down here. Create us another one of these guys. And for future reference, to make sure like silly stuff like this never happens again, toss it in over here, get it back. Look at that. You can also apparently teach items over here. Got that comment as well, so you don't have to put them over here. Putting them in the middle here is more for sorting. Learn something new every day. So now we need to build some producers and consumers. I think you build consumers first, and then you turn those into producers? Yes, indeed. So what we need to build is a steam consumer, which is going to be right there. That's the one we need. So we're going to have to build a commercial steam engine anyway. We're also going to have some gold. Now, the commercial steam engine is pretty basic. It's just going to need some iron, so we don't have to do anything too crazy for that. In fact, we have a couple of iron plates already. In fact, I think we only have 1. No, we have 2. We do actually have 2 iron plates. And to get another one, we just need some iron. 4 pieces, I believe it was. And we'll throw that into our rolling machine, which will give us 4 of these anyway. There's not really anything you can do about that. You're going to get 4 iron plates. You just got to click it to craft it. Click, blah, blah. Boom, we've got our iron plates. More than enough iron plates. In addition to that, you're also going to need... I've done wrong. I've done wrong here. You're going to need some iron gears, some glass, and some pistons. Awesome. So, gears. Sure, I've made some iron gears before. And some pistons. Definitely made some of those. Let's just get a whole stack of those. Can never have enough of them. Awesome. We'll have our steam engine, which unfortunately does not have an EMC value, but we'll get by. Gold does, and we're gonna need some more of that. So you know what? We've got some EMC coming. We'll go ahead and make a stack of that in case we need more, because as we discussed before, this mod loves its gold. So we've got our steam consumer. Now we're gonna have to build a low voltage consumer, and these guys work now, thank goodness. We're just gonna need some copper cables, and some wood. So we'll hop up here. Oh, you know what? We probably have some copper down here. We certainly do. Copper cables should be in here if we have any. Yep. And then some planks. We'll pop out of here. Ooh, what kind of planks do we want to go with? Well, from previous experience, we know it doesn't matter, so we'll just go ahead and grab the oak ones for simplicity's sake. Low voltage. Awesome. And then I believe it's just combine that with some gold. And we've got our LV consumer, we've got our steam consumer, and we've got our energy bridge. Next up, we want to make an RF consumer, which is going to be a Stirling engine, which is so basic. Lots of cobble. So much cobble. We'll get a stack of cobble. We'll get some gears. It was cobble, wasn't it? It's not just plain stone. I think you can make it with... Yeah, we're good to go. We've got some glass. I think we've got everything. Let's get right down here. Ah, we've done wrong again. There we go. And we'll just... I think from memory I can manage this one. Awesome. RF consumer. Now we don't actually want to consume RF energy, we want to produce it, so we'll make our RF producer. Same with the low voltage consumer. We want a producer. So we've got that. So the basic setup is going to work a little something like this. We're going to have our steam consumer consume energy, and then this bridge here is going to produce, is going to connect up to our LV producer and our RF producer and create those different types of energy, hopefully. And you know what I didn't test is if these guys work even if they're not on the hotbar. So I guess we can do a little bit of testing with that as well. They're in the inventory still, but they're just not on the hotbar. So if we hop over here, oof, you know what I didn't bring? Cables, but we'll get by without them for now. We'll go ahead and place our steam consumer to consume steam, an energy bridge, some LV, and some RF. We'll put one to either side. I don't think it matters. Okay, we'll head back upstairs and we will get some golden, not Kinesis, some golden fluid pipes. And I wonder if we have any left over. Nope. I wonder if that's something that we could actually condense. It is. It certainly is. See, I remember things from time to time. Now, my only concern is, are we going to need a wooden pipe? And I don't think that we do. I don't really remember. I did a lot of extensive testing, like I said, but I really can't... actually, now that I think about it, have to put that up top. And look at that. These do work even if they're not in the hotbar. So that's good to know. There we go. Got our steam. That'll pump into here. And if we right-click, we will see that we have a output limited. That's because we don't actually have any output plugged in. But we are getting... Oof. It's jumping around, but it looks like 80 millibuckets per tick. That's pretty good. These have that's our max flow rate for these. Charge is pretty low. Have we used up all of our coal? We've used up not all of our coal, but half of our steam. I wonder if we could like plug in like a second line and double our steam. Wonder if that would work. It doesn't actually seem to be doubling our steam. And in fact, the problem might be that we just don't have enough steam. It doesn't seem to all be coming out. It seems to go about halfway and then just stop. Look at that. It's real jittery. I wonder why it's so jittery. Let's see if we can't reorder these to make it a little bit better. So like heat rises and like steam rises. So maybe if we put it on the top. Whoa, that was a big glug of steam just then. But it looks pretty much the same. Yeah, we're not getting a perfect flow of steam. And it might just be that this guy here can't produce enough. It's got plenty of water. It's got plenty of coal. It's got plenty of heat. And I suppose it is putting out a pretty steady amount of steam. It's just not putting out all of it. So I guess as long as it stays... Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. If it stays about even, then that means we're producing as much as we consume and we're not going too overboard on that. And of course we can produce more when we expand our our boiler, which we'll be doing here in the future. But look at that. So we've got a pretty decent charge. Now we need to output. Now output's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to move that bat box over, and we're going to run upstairs and make sure we have the tools to do that because we don't want to just whack the bat box. It will just blow into smithereens. I believe we can use a wrench from forestry. And do we have any copper cables? We have some copper cables left over. So this one will be pretty straightforward. We'll hop down there with our wrench, and we will break this guy open, which isn't as violent as it sounds. Just a little bit of whop, whop. Pick it up and plop it down. Energy? No. No. Because that is, of course, the RF producer. Mistakes were made. We will fix them. Energy, look at that. So our boiler here is cooking up energy. It's consuming it in the steam consumer, hopping over to the bridge, where it's then being produced as low voltage EU and being thrown into our bat box. And how Oh, we're actually doing a decent job of maintaining that charge. It's going to go down, though. It's once this is full, though, that'll go back up. Now we need to focus on storing some RF energy. Not really, like, very straightforward here. Oh, didn't mean to pause it. Not really very straightforward because, of course, our machines are going to get shut down upstairs, aren't they? We've really shrunk things up here, but I'll fix it all later. I've got plenty of cables. I'm certainly not going to do it now because that's not something you guys want to watch. It's just me running cables along the roof, and I'm certainly not going to talk to like trick you guys into thinking that, you know, you're getting entertained when you're not. So there we go. Got that taken care of. That should probably start draining. Yeah, because it's got machines it's got to maintain. I've got something to replace you that don't use no power, but we'll get to that later. For now, we need to stay focused. What we've got to do is create something to store RF. Now, the obvious thing is we can just build a socket. And a socket will store 5,000 RF, but 5,000 RF is not really that much. It seems like a lot if you look at it EU, but EU and RF are two very different things. And 5,000 RF is not that much. We're going to go ahead and get a socket anyway, because that's the first place we need to start here. We'll grab a socket, and we're going to go ahead and have to get a power input. Ooh, actually, I think it's an energy input, and we'll just go ahead and put an input. And we'll get it right away. Awesome. We'll go plug those in first off, and that way we'll be storing a little bit of RF. And a little trick that I learned, if you want to connect this guy directly up to this guy here, what you got to do is first off break this, and then place the socket, place the input, and then throw this guy back down behind it, and that'll start filling up with RF. Now, this is going to be straining our little steam system. Yeah, we're not getting enough steam to maintain this because, of course, we have to upgrade our steam options. We'll get to that, though. I've got big plans for this little boiler. It's going to be totally crazy, the most insane boiler you ever seen in your life. Just wow! But we'll have to get to that later. For right now, let's stay focused on the small stuff. I happen to know that there's something called, and I think it's an energy. I think it is an energy. There it is, an energy expansion upgrade. And you can make this really big one here that holds 10, is that 10 million RF? Let's see, 6 zeros is a million. I think that's 10 million. Yeah, we'll go with that. Or you can make this one here, which will hold 1 million. And you're going to have to make 4 of these to get to this one anyway. I think that just 1 million is good enough for now. So power management, blank modules, gold, diamond. Wait a second. Don't we have all of those things already? I'm so glad that you asked, because that happened. We do. In fact, we even have gold in our inventory as I speak. So what else did we need? A diamond? Some power management? 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, I believed it was. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not, though. And, of course, our module. Blank module. Hop back down here. And I've got another crafting table I need to show you guys, which is pretty cool. We'll get around to that. Of course, tradition, teach it to the machine. If you want to come back here and build that high-end one, we definitely can do that. Although, as you can tell, we are kind of running low on EMC. It's not as bad once I throw all these things back in here. But this guy, that would take more than half of our current EMC count. And I'm not quite willing to, well, about half now. And, of course, we've got more. Ooh, we've got all this other stuff that is processing right now. Is that an investment we want to make right now? Ooh, that's a lot of EMC. I think we do. I think it's worth it, because that's a lot of RF we can store. And so we're going to need some redstone and a block of gold. So redstone, just grab a stack of that, and gold. Not bold. We want to be bold with our gold. We'll get 1, 2, 3. We'll get a stack of that. Why not? Because we've got money to spare. Okay. Block of gold. Let's put all this back in there. Let's not be ridiculous with ourselves here. And look at that. Learn gold blocks. Won't have to do that again. Build it! Awesome. And of course, let's put all of this back. Oh, we can't put your iron plates in there, of course. We'll throw them in this little chest here. And we'll take this massive energy expansion unit. This thing is incredibly huge. Now, you want to be careful with this one, because the second it's a lot of energy, and the second you break this modular socket, that energy is gone. But there you go. That's going to store so much energy. That is just crazy. Wow. But there you go. And of course, we now have to hook it into the system there, because we're not going to be using this guy anymore. Shame, it works. It definitely does work, and it is an option for setting up your system, just not the one that we're going to be partaking in. Need to fix the floor there. Let's go grab some more of these Kinesis pipes, and we'll get all that hooked in correctly. We're not going to need you anymore either, I don't think. Oh, we might need you. We might need you to get energy out. We're also going to have an output socket, and we can grab one of those out of our transmutation table. Jeez, I need to fix that. It's a bit buggy. Definitely not. Okay, so we're gonna need an output socket. Have I made one? Never made a power output socket. Well, that'll be easy, won't it? Bit of bronze. Bit of a module. Look at this. I don't even need the crafting table. We'll just do it right here. Do it. Do it. Have I done it wrong? Pretty sure. Oh, that says copper. This is bronze. Not a word. Not a word from the folks at home. Come on now. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. However the rest of that Hannah Montana song goes, you gotta be Shrekking me. Gotta be totally Shrekking me right now. Ah, so particular. Needs it in just the right place. Alright, we'll take that back down with us, as well as we should have some more. Nope, no more Kinesis pipes. Well, we can get them from up here, if I spell them correctly. We'll get some stone Kinesis pipes. We could step it up a notch, go with gold if we wanted to move a lot of energy, but we don't really have that much energy to move. We don't really have a very high energy demand. So the very first thing we're going to do is attempt to hook these up without that. So we'll put our output over here, and... Right? Yeah, that doesn't appear to be working. Maybe, if we take a look at this... Well, this is staying fully powered, but then again, it's not really pumping a lot of water. I guess for a visual test, we can break this and then... There! Wow, okay. Yep, definitely needs your wooden Kinesis pipe, which, as you can see, is currently moving a lot of RF to, I guess, replenish everything that is currently missing RF? I guess our machine's up there. Oh, you know what? We probably stopped our machines when we took all this apart. But there you go, folks. There's our first Steam setup. It's not perfect. Not by any stretch of the imagination is it perfect. It's got a lot of work to do on it. But from where we're sitting right now, we're certainly looking pretty with it. It's a good system. The next stage, of course, is going to be upgrading this system to some high-pressure boiler tanks and making it much, much larger. Because as it is right now, not large enough at all. And if we needed to... Can we break? I think we could probably break these and be okay using the... not sure. If we need to, though, and we ever feel like we need some more, we can just, throw these guys down and power this thing manually. If it comes down to it, we can generate a little bit more EU like that. And, of course, I could make another backup system. Wow, this sucker is just empty. Yeah, we definitely need to produce more energy. It's gonna happen. And we'll do it next time. So thanks you folks for watching. Thanks to everyone who left comments while I was away. I found them all really useful, and I hope you feel compelled to comment on this video as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye! No, hey, y'all get out of here. Now look, I'm just trying to do some basic research, okay? I don't mean you any harm, you crazy, native, sheep, wool, nonsensical. Get out of here. Go away. Go. You better run.